weapons. Real isn't, Azu isn't, Heavy God was. Okay, no worries. So only the one, but Surreal, speaking of one, should be good for a couple. Zywoo. Oh,
what?
Finds one blind. And it's just Crimbo left. Smoke fades. P250, good for absolutely nothing. 16 points of health, 1v4. I mean, that is one hell of a way to start Ancient. Team Ace, Endpoint, welcome home. From his time as well here, Freddy. I mean, I know Big looking to fight their way through B, and it looks pretty successful, but I've left it very late, and considering they've got to clear a whole site, you know, imagine if there's one man in Cubby or they're double stacked towards B. This could have been very concerning. Big, fortunate not to be walking into said stack. Heavy God gets caught out eventually. Should be bomb plant, should be round over. Should be an easy pickup here for Big's first. Despite that though, Freddy, as I said, Endpoint treat that as a bonus. Surreal and Slender are going to save because they have M4s, but other than that, those 3 SMGs just get dropped, and everyone can move on happy times. I'd be very worried now, because this could get defused quite quickly. As he's taking extortionate amounts of damage, but still finds the first. Max trades out, 3 versus 2. Someone's got to get on it here. Max is opted to defuse, 10-second stick. Heavy God's got him covered. And with that, Endpoint with the third. Very scrappy, but Endpoint always had power with numbers. Well, Azu gets one back. Could be a second as well. Yes, does. Laboured, but delivers. Peek on in from Sin. Will find a trade. 3v3, but now they know. Yet again, one position towards main. Be easy for a site retake. Peek on in. Should be spotted here in Donut. Someone needs to clear him off. Smoke incredibly well placed. Problem is, we've got limited time and limited numbers. Good start for Process. And the defense should be strong. Slend, last man left, 1 versus 1. Process has him covered, 18 points of health with the difference. Big only survive, with 1. The surprise there is Endpoint only have a 1-round lead. 40 seconds left. I have left it late, despite the man advantage.
Yeah.
Surreal's got to be careful. He knows that there's a player close long. Flashbang try and introduce him to this engagement. Azu's got to be careful. Low HP, caught out by Crimbo. Flash is good, one of their own. And 2v5 save call. Endpoint will be down by 2.
I'm kind of glad to see them maybe saving here as well, but a very unfortunate round. Like, I think it just was, it was a round that started off pretty bad and just continued in that way. And that B bomb site hold, I understand the gimmick of a zywoo trying to play in that smoke, and I can imagine, especially with the time being lowered, that we could see maybe players overlooking him, but that simply wasn't the case. And while speaking about saving, Prosos is really restricting that. He's already got 1 frag, and he's just spotted out Heavy God, and you can see attention has been turned towards him. Heavy God as being trapped in towards Temple. Players coming from every different angle. First interaction, he'll win towards CT. 3 bullets left. Tapson does get instantly dinked, and look at the low HP across the board, but Big still leave it. Try and rebuttal with one of his. The advantage in favor of Endpoint still. But zywoo is going to be very careful, because you see the positioning right now for Endpoint. Everyone's very centered towards middle and the A bomb site. There's no quick and fast rotation for Slend or Surreal. zywoo, that's a big kill to get. If he hadn't killed Crimbo there, I would actually be very scared of what was going to happen to Endpoint. And zywoo, he is not finished there. He wants more. He's hungry. He smells blood in the water. With only 5 bullets left, opting not even to reload, has spotted out Mantu.
But if it's a step in the right direction, they could be happy with it. But right now, Big needs to be focused on the fact that they can't allow that door to get opened again by Endpoint. Down by 3, still a lot of work to be done.
Max has been dumping his util over towards middle. He is going to rotate in. It's going to have to be the duo here. They're going to have to step up, and a missed smoke. Oh, it couldn't be getting any worse for Endpoint, but Surreal hasn't been cleared. They've gone past Surreal, but he hasn't even got a single kill. Heavy God has found a frag on the extremity. Max is still alive. It's a 3v3, but Surreal, he had to get something there.
Yeah, you are right. For the sake of the round, it's doable. We'll come back to that Surreal situation in a second. Mantu finding Slend. Max, nowhere. Heavy God, nowhere. Got to be game over, doesn't it?
Max gonna get backstabbed.
And
yeah, you see
go.
them pushing long. Oh, no, that's a round that looked promising, and it's really, really just not. Heavy's God's dead regardless, be it to the hands of Big or to the hands of the bomb.
And now what? 25 seconds left. This late, really, in the round. Evigod could just play this angle. He picks up a main. He knows if they're going to run at him, it's going to be into his crosshair. If not, it's from Donut. There's the bomb drop. Massive damage done to the second man. Process goes for the stick. Mighty Max denies. And that will be that. twistzz not going to move an inch from Donut because he knows the round's over. And even then, Slend able to bend the bullet round the Donut itself. And that will give endpoint number 5.
I think it is fairly mandatory for the success in this second map, and also a pistol round win on top of that. So far, so good. Great from Slend, great from Mighty Max, a phenomenal start. Misutility from the T side is only going to favor them even further. And now, Big are looking to reset with the use of Crimbo. He creeps his way up. Ramp is going to get spotted. So the bomb site has actually been relinquished, but there's no one really to support Crimbo. So if I'm endpoint, I'm trying to hunt him down. I'm trying to push. Crimbo, he could just do it all. He's already got one. There's 2 more players in front of him. And now Sin is here to help. But can the bomb cross? Process has got a big issue. He can't get around, but he will. Mighty Max falls. But now the bomb finally gets dropped. And in conjunction with a spam through the wall, it's all down to Sin, the AWPer, the new blood, the new...
Yeah, again, with limited time on the clock as well, right? It's 34 seconds. And that is going to be that 6 on the board for endpoint. I tell you what, they make the best out of a bad situation. Could have gone a hell of a lot worse for them. Ultimately means it's his responsibility to jump on that bomb. 5 extra seconds to play with here on the retake. Endpoint, no, they're going to come in one big wave here, not in small bits. Nice shot from Slend, zywoo with another, and it's looking decent. 3v1. Just Crimbo left and already being dinked. This round's done. Endpoint, look, slow start, no questions asked here on Ancient, but the recovery, Freddy, end of the first half and start of the second, it's an opportunity for them to try and take a lead. Oh, Surreal has just gunned down Crimbo. That is the B bomb site, left very, very defenseless. There are going to be rotates called on in. Mantu's moved up through middle. This should be the only place Endpoint expected CCTs, and what the hell is Mantu looking at?
I mean, he was fully blind, to be fair.
But checking cave instead of holding ramp there. He'd have been at least a little more prepared for the flashbang. 2v3. Process sticks his head round the corner. He is a dead man. Surreal holding it. He will as well. Oh, my days. It's such an easy kill for Surreal. Now Sin probably considering a save. That's going to be endpoint up to 9, and indirectly should take double digits because Big will be on an eco.
To hold down such a key and fundamental part of the map. And he isn't able to step up to the plate. Big have got 2 players here still. One A1S, one Deagle, and twistzz will be the first contact. Great first kill on the heavy. He's been boosting up. The double swing comes through. It's all down to Slend now. He has no Molotov. He'd love to have one to force them out, but they do. 4 bullets. First does connect onto Crimbo. Lovely kill there, but twistzz, oh my god, what a round from him. As they're coming through the smoke. Oh, but Process is still here, beating the Molotov, but he will not beat Mighty Max's bullets. Slend with the Mac 10. These Mac 10s in the hands of Endpoint are so precise. 3 versus 3. They've got the bomb down. They're all in post plants. But Max stuck in a rock and a hard place. Still somehow is able to succeed. Peeks into Mantu. And now because of that, it will just be Heavy God. 1 versus 2. Isolates the jaw into Crimbo. Drops down. Swings into Mantu. Mantu missed shot. Everyone's missing. But Heavy God secures the 1v2. It's not clean. But honestly, well, Process is still in Donut. 30 seconds. They're all coming to Donut now, and they're not being quiet about it. Stampeding forward. Process the first hurdle. Drops the bomb. Drops the captain. Mantu. Oh, that's a massive miss shot. Oh, Mantu. How has he blundered that? But look at this from Sin. Fast. Him and Crimbo. Both of them very close by. They're going to deny the bomb. 8 seconds left. zywoo, 24 HP. It's just going to try and plant it. Crimbo calling his bluff. Just runs straight into it. His aim gets diverted momentarily by Mighty Max, but the bomb's going to get planted. They don't know about how close zywoo is. And we were saying how he may have been a little bit quiet in this second half, but right now, he's doing everything. Finally gets brought to justice, but the damage has been done. However, with that flank initiating and succeeding with the contact, it's all down to Mighty Max. The IGL has full information of where these 2 players are, but the angles elude him, and Process spams him from from behind, even though a zywoo has just marched up.
Definitely, we should see Big's name next to number 24. Another
Should
missed
we?
shot from Mantu. Mr. Consistent! A missing shots, and speaking of missing, Heavy God doesn't do any of that. It's a great shot. MP9 picks up, Molly goes in. We'll chuck it across to Slend. 3v5, Endpoint. If they play together, they could just win a round.
Crimbo, he's got 3 kills this half. They're all in one round. It was a 1 versus 3. He's now all by himself on this B-bomb side in towards Cave. The AWP is on the other side. Max is going to bait for his teammates. That's the first 2. Oh, that's actually huge from Crimbo. It makes it so much more contestable and also completely halts Endpoint. It's going to be a game of timings. And Surreal will spot him out. That's huge. Process will not have that element of surprise anymore. But Sin, oh, Sin now has his element of surprise. It's all down to Slend. He's got his trusty AWP, but similar to Mantu, he will miss at Endpoint. It was what? A 5 versus 3 with 1 play on the B-bomb side.
As you say, we stared down the barrel of Mirage. As the flashbang completely blinding him. There is a swing for a trade. It's Mighty Max that finds it, but at the end of the day, this one looking lost for Endpoint as 2 more kills come in. Heavy God, Slend, 2 against 4.
Oh, it's not looking good. This is the gun round, and it's looking worse than you were on the pistols. When they play the pistols, they play like they've got nothing to lose, and with that, they succeed. A zywoo out of nowhere erupted back into this map. However, after laying dormant now.
Crazy that Big were millimeters away from taking first map as well. Just imagine if either goes their way. This is a convincing 2-0. Speaking of convincing, Endpoint trying to make a point out of pace here towards A. Pro's just moving through the smoke, finds one and only one. Or for Crimbo. It's Asu against 3, and Crimbo just no-scopes him down. And that goes the hopes and dreams of taking it into...
But this time he will miss. They're starting to close the gap, but Mantu will start what he couldn't finish. Oh, Slend jumping through the Mark 10. It's all down to Heavy God. It's all down to him and Mighty Max. Now just Heavy God. It's the Israeli in a 1 versus 3, walking into Crimbo's crosshair. Oh. And that's the second no-scope he's got in 2 rounds. Big 16, Endpoint 11. We head to Mirage. We head to a 3rd. We head the whole distance to decide who will be